Alright guys, let's talk about holsters for a little bit. You know, this is something that can apply to new gun guys out there, people that's new to guns, or, you know, just new to concealed carry in general. Or even some of you guys that's, you know, been carrying a gun for a long time now. Just different experiences and different things that I've seen and different things that I've used and how it's worked or hasn't worked for me. Now keep in mind that everybody's body style and body type is different. So what works for one person doesn't always work for another person, since we're all built differently. But I wanted to talk about some of these things. So, wow, I don't really know where to begin. Let's start with something like this. Fobus, sorry guys for you guys that carry Fobus, but this is pretty much just bottom of the barrel, cheap, and these can be pretty much, I think I've seen a video where this can just be twisted while it's on your side and ripped right off of the paddle that it's on, but this is just a very cheap piece of plastic, and you know, not something that I would rely on or ever carry. I got this, I think, when I bought a used gun or something. The guy had it with the gun or something, but it's not something that I would prefer or recommend. Let's go to this. This is the Nate Squared Tactical Holster. This is a very good holster, and it works very well. You have one clip, you wear this more toward the front, not directly in the front like where your belt buckle is, but you wear this more toward the front of the pants, and it has a very soft backing right here. And I've found this holster to be quite comfortable. Let me see. I think that's for the Springfield XDS 45, but I believe that a Glock works. Yes, it does. This is very comfortable. You have one clip, and you just put that over your belt, and minimal as far as room goes. Doesn't take up a lot of space, and I find this to be a holster that's worth the money if you're thinking about that. Okay, let's go to this one that just fell on the floor. This is the Galco. I'm not for sure what model it is, but this is just an over-the-waistband Galco leather holster, and I believe this is for an HK. But something like this, if you want to go over the waistband, this is a nice minimalist holster to have. It doesn't take up a whole lot of room. It's not real wide, and you know, it's a nice soft grain leather, so something like this from Galco isn't a bad thing to go with. Okay, now here is this. This is a holster made by BRK 1975. He actually has a channel on YouTube, and I found this holster to work very well also. I believe it's for, man, I can't remember. Should start marketing. I thought it was for a Glock 36, but I could be wrong because this Glock 19 seems to fit really nice in there. So it must be for one of the 17 models. I found this holster to work well, and because the clips are spread like this, it evens out the weight. It gives the weight more of a natural feel on you. The more you spread the weight out like this, usually the less weight you're going to feel right at the point of where the gun's at. So that's the reason for having this extra material here. You know, spreads out, distributes the weight on you. So clips didn't come loose. Seems to be good sturdy clips, and price on these are pretty cheap. I think it's BRK 1975 is the guy that makes those. He sent me that one to try out, do some field testing on. Okay, let's move on here. This is by Armed Civilian 556. He has a lot more new models now than what he did at this time. This is some good Kydex. If you want to go over the waistband and you want maybe a range holster, or you want something, you know, just to wear over the waistband with a shirt or at the range, look how nicely this gun locks in. Hear that click. Armed Civilian 556 on YouTube. Let's see here, what else do we got? As far as If you want to go ankle carry, I unloaded this for the video. But if you want to go ankle carry, I've said this before and I'll say it again, and I have not changed in years on this. This is the best ankle carry holster that I have ever seen, handled, used in my life. This is a neoprene band like they use on sports injury equipment like knee braces and stuff. It's breathable, it stretches. When you put this on your ankle, nobody's ankle is perfectly one size. It all like tapers, and this conforms to the ankle, the material, and it actually feels so comfortable that every once in a while you'll find yourself using your other leg to bump into this leg so you can feel it, that it's still there. And you do know that it's there, but it's so comfortable. It just feels like a really nice little padding around your ankle. Definitely. This was actually made for the FBI, and guys wanted an ankle holster that they could use in extended long periods of time on the job, and something that wouldn't become uncomfortable, and something that was nice to have on. And I'm telling you what, guys, this thing, it is like having a little glove around your ankle. Very comfortable. Highly recommended. Highly, highly recommend that if you want to go ankle. I'm going to get, believe it or not, guys, they actually have an ankle glove for the Glock 19, and I'm going to get that, and I'm going to try it out. I know that it's hard to pull off with a gun this big on your ankle, but I'm going to give it a try. Because you can do cartwheels, jump up and down, run, do sprints, and this won't move. Okay, what else do we have here? This is a pancake style holster. This is a DeSantis holster. It says 002 and then it says C9 or something. I believe this to be a HK holster. Has a little retention screw here that you could tighten the tension. I've used this before and this thing worked really well. It's got nice soft, supple leather. Leather's still smooth. You can see the discoloration there. I did wear this quite a bit with an HK, full-size HK, and I found this to be very good. I use the cant. You can use it like this, with this slot and have it level, or you can put a cant to it. I like the FBI cant. That's what they term this, FBI cant, when it's like that. And I found this holster to work very well for me. Another holster by Armed Civilian 556. And this is a carbon fiber look. A lot of people were interested in this when they seen this on my channel. And this holster he makes, it also comes with clips that you can adjust up or down. So this can be inside the waistband or outside of the waistband, either one. So look up Armed Civilian 556 if you're looking into getting one of these. It'll come with the clips, so you can wear it either way. This is a really nifty little item here. This is from Aegis Armory, which one of their holsters is one that is one of my top favorite of all time, so I'll show you here in a little bit. Here's their card. I've had this for a while. Here's Aegis Armory's info, and they do have a Facebook page, and I think they do some things on YouTube. But there's their phone number and things like that, if you want to look into Aegis Armory. Here is this holster. This is very nice holster. While I don't use this all the time, I have used this and it worked perfectly. This goes on to the trigger guard of a gun like this. It's a minimalist holster. Basically, this thing is as safe as you need it to be because it covers the trigger guard of the gun. That's the purpose of a holster. One of the purposes of a holster. Of course, the main purpose is to carry. But one of the main functions of a holster is to have that trigger guard covered. You're safe. If that trigger guard's covered, you're safe. That gun's not going to go off unless the trigger's pulled. And this does that. You loop this, you put this around the belt loop and thread the holster back through it. And now this is around your belt and you carry this, and as you come up and you draw, it just comes straight up like this and it comes off the bottom. It's minimalist holster. You carry this gun in the pants and it's almost like just carrying with no holster at all, but yet your trigger guard is fully covered and you're completely safe, and it's like you're just carrying a Glock in your waistband. So I highly recommend this. I can't remember the name of this holster. Oh, it's called the Guardian. Okay, this one's called the Guardian. But I highly recommend this if you want to go minimalist. Also, there have been some other undercover agents that's used this as well. Guys that said, look, I don't even really want a holster. So the next step up from just sticking this gun in your waistband is having this on the trigger guard. That's about as minimal as you can go and still have this gun safe and have the trigger guard covered. So that's the Aegis Armory Guardian. Okay, I'm going to save the one that I pretty much like the most right now for last. Let's talk about a crossbreed. This is for an HK. This is the Horsehide, which is a thinner material. And this holster, it did me well. I switched the clips around because I had an older one. And they all come with metal clips now. They don't come with this anymore. All the newer ones come with these metal clips right here. But this was an older one that had the plastic ones, and I switched them. But I found this holster to work well for me. This in the waistband. This is for an HK, and I have really had no problems with it. The cut I think could be a little bit different on there. Other than that, I didn't really have any problems with it. Okay, let's talk about a shoulder holster. This is the Galco Miami Light. This is I believe this is called the Miami Light holster. And this is a good shoulder holster, but I'm not a big advocate of carrying a shoulder holster. This is ideal if you're in the car and situation like that, or you're sitting down somewhere. But as far as real world carry out on the street, I find a shoulder holster harder and more cumbersome to get to than most other means of carry. Same applies to an ankle holster as well. Some guys like to rock a shoulder holster, and if you do, this is a good one to go with, this Galco Light. But just keep in mind that it's not the fastest way possible for carry for you to be able to get your gun. Okay, and as with anything, practice. But it does have an extra mag holder on the other side. Here is something that didn't work for me, but this could work for some people, and you can look this up. There's other reviews of it. This is called the ThreeSpeed Holster, and basically this is for like a Glock 27 for the smaller Glock, but I think this will work in there. This would be in the front of your pants. The gun would be right behind your belt buckle. All this would be tucked in. This would be above the belt buckle. This strap would go around the back and attach. And when you go like this with your thumb, and this does work, there's a special patented material in here that this guy has, and it makes a cone back here. This part right here turns into a cone when you slide your thumb in there, and it lets you get your whole hand on that grip and draw the gun. And like I said, this gun would sit right behind the belt buckle, right in the direct front of the pants, and all this would be tucked in, and the handle a little bit, and this back here would be above the belt buckle. Now, for my build and my body style, I could not get this to work. But for different body styles, though, this could work for you. And it could actually work very well. I've seen some favorable reviews, but like I said, it just takes the right body style. This here is a nice one. This is kind of fancy. This is a holster that was custom made. Guys, you can't get these anymore. I think the guy sold his business. This guy was making holsters and selling them on one of the gun forums. And I believe what happened was I tried to talk to him about a holster, and he didn't answer me. And I contacted him and asked him, I pretty much just kind of sent him a message and said, hey, I'm trying to get a hold of you, and I don't understand why you're not answering me, and I'd really like to get a holster from you. And basically what happened was the guy ended up making me whatever I wanted for free and send it to me. I didn't get angry at the guy or anything. I just said, I don't understand why I can't get a response from you. I like your holsters, and I would like to talk to you. So the guy did get a hold of me, and he said, hey, tell me what you want. And he said, I'm sending it to you for free. This was before I was ever on YouTube. said okay. And I believe this is for a Glock 26, 27, I can't remember. Yeah, but it's not open at the end, so you don't want to put a longer one in there. But this holster is really awesome. It's what this is basically a high quality leather here, and then this is shark skin, and on the two straps here is real shark skin. So that was really awesome. And then later I seen that the guy was actually selling his business. He was just doing it at his house. Look at the quality on this for a guy making this at his home. Look at this. He had professional equipment, and he ended up selling or putting all of his equipment up for sale. For some reason he just didn't want to do it anymore. So that is that one. Okay, now this is one I wore a lot for a lot of time. This is the standard crossbreed Super Tuck with the regular cowhide, which is a thicker material, which I wish it was thinner. Standard Kydex, and I believe this was for a Glock. Yeah, retention's decent, not bad at all. You know, and the clips for the crossbreed, I like them. They're good. And you can see by all the wear on this thing and how much I've used it. Now, the one thing I never could understand is why all the time the clips always came loose on me on this. All the time, quite frequently. Even with maybe wearing it one time, the clips would come loose on me. Never could understand that. But it is what it is. And this holster, you know, it did good for me. I didn't have no problems. But it could be just me, just my body style, guys. I don't know what it is, but this one worked better for me. This Aegis Armory holster. Right off the bat, I will tell you that it's a thinner leather, so there's less material between you and the bulk that's in your belt, which is this. Find the clips very good. Find it very comfortable against the skin, and I don't know why. I like the cut. The cut allows for, and of course, this gun's unloaded. I find the cut very good to get a full grip on the gun before you draw it. With the crossbreed, it's a little bit different, and I'm not down on crossbreed stuff, but it's just a little bit different there. You can see the material right here behind the grip of the gun. So see, here's how I'm trying to grab this, and now when I come up to show you when I can get a full grip right there, not even yet, my finger's still on the leather back here, about right there, then I can get a full grip. Okay, now check it with the Aegis Armory. I'm fully gripping the gun from the get-go. Okay, that's one of the things, which you can get a combat cut on this holster, but the cowhide is just a little bit too thick for me. I like a thinner stock, you know. I like a thinner stock on the holster. So this Aegis Armory holster, for the hybrids, for the leather and Kydex, for me personally, is the most comfortable one that I've owned so far. You know, I will, of course, do reviews in the future, or if companies want to send me some for field testing and review, I will test other holsters as well. But for right now, this is the one I recommend to people, is the Aegis Armory. This is called the Shield. So that's it in a nutshell, guys. That's just some holster talk, and maybe it'll help some of you guys new to the gun stuff, or some of you seasoned guys. It's been around quite a while. Maybe there's a holster I showed you that you haven't tried yet. Now you know whether or not to waste your money. Alright guys, until next time, this is H4T.